Hello everyone, and welcome to my One Piece review for the mainly Fishman Island arc, but I also realized that I didn't really talk about the Luffy Ace backstory. So I made a post on my Patreon about that. Let me show you. Next One Piece review, I think I discussed the Fishman Island arc quite thoroughly during and after each reaction video, but if anyone has any specific questions for me about my thoughts or opinions, feel free to ask here. I would like to remind you in advance that, I thought it would be obvious, but these are always just my opinions. I do not feel like anyone should think I'm talking facts. These are my personal reviews. Remember that you can blah blah blah. Okay, the rest isn't important. But what I will be doing, Waterboy Barney, thank you for subscribing. Domo. What I will be doing in this video is going through the questions, reading them out loud and answering them. Maybe looking at some of the answers from the live chat. Feel free, anyone, if you would like to give your answer to a question, do that. If you're watching this back on YouTube later, feel free to share your answers in the comments. If you would like to respond to something, sorry, I've been drinking a lot of vodka quite fast and now I have hiccups. But if you would like, not hiccups, but baby burps. Like, boop. Anyway, if you would like to give your opinion on something that I said or respond to something I specifically said in this video, make sure to include a timestamp if possible. Otherwise, if I get the comment, in a couple of weeks, I'm not going to know what you are talking about. So, after the Q&A portion, I will be taking a look at my notes. Wait. I will be taking a look at my notes. There are things that I still need to include. For example, new devil fruits, new characters, and stuff like that. But let's begin with the Q&A. So the first question is from Kaito Luminous. What do you think about how Luffy and Zoro define what makes a hero? Well, apparently Zoro's answer was not from the manga, so someone did tell me that. Apparently it was only added in the anime to complement Luffy's kind of opinion on, what makes a hero. I think it's funny, but to me that's not what makes a hero. I think my definition is pretty much the dictionary definition. Hero definition. For Luffy said, a hero is someone who would share the meat, and he does not want to share his meat. But we have seen him share his food, I'm pretty sure. So even by his own definition, I think he is kind of a hero. But anyway, the description here says, a hero is a person who is admired for their courage, outstanding achievements, or noble qualities. And it doesn't say and noble qualities, it says or noble qualities. So in my opinion, Luffy is courageous. He has outstanding achievements such as saving various countries, including Arabasta, Skypia, and now also Fishman Island. To me, this is the qualities that make up a hero. To me, Luffy is a hero, but if Luffy doesn't see himself as a hero, that does not matter. In fact, the best people don't see themselves as good people or, oh, I am a hero. No. The best kind of people are generally people that just does good. Luffy has done bad things too, of course, but personally, considering the bad things he's done, the good outweighs the bad for me, and that's why I keep cheering him on. Was that anime only? Apparently, yes. I'm not sure because I have not read, of course, but someone did tell me that Zoro's line is not canon. It was just kind of like added to parallel Luffy's line. Why are you trying to force him into being a hero? I'm not forcing anything upon him. He's a fictional character. I am sharing with you how I see Luffy. What he chooses to be or not be is up to him. Like in the movie One Piece Z, Luffy does not force a child. When the child comes to him and says to him, I want to be like you or like a marine or something, Luffy doesn't tell him what to be. In the end, Luffy tells him, do whatever you want. And I feel like that's what I'm doing. If I want to see Luffy as a hero, I'm not forcing him into any box because he is a fictional character, first of all, but also it's just my opinion. And if you don't want to see him as that, that is your problem, or your problem, but it's just like the way you phrased that sounded like you kind of have a problem with me saying I see him as a hero. Because you say it like this. Why are you trying to force him into being a hero, LeMayo? The LeMayo tells me that you're trying to make it off as a joke, but it's not really a joke, because you're saying that even though nothing in my demeanor said that I was forcing, or force is a very pushy word. Nothing about what I said was being pushy. I just gave my opinion, which is what I said at the beginning of this video. I made it clear that that is what I was going to do. Did I not say that nothing what I said was factual? It is just my opinion. So please, Ryoten, sit your ass down. Hello, Mariana, Yvette, welcome. Thank you for being here. Similar to Kobe, yes. Similar to Kobe, Luffy never tried to push his ideals onto Kobe, but he did tell him, I don't like you, when Kobe was kind of a little bit of a wimp, if I can put it that way. And he told him straight, this is my opinion on you. Did that force Kobe into being a better person? No, but just by being himself, I think Luffy inspired Kobe to be a certain kind of way. Anyway, so let's see. Next question. What are some unpopular opinions that you have about One Piece so far? I feel like you guys would know that better than me. Although I'm very involved in people who watch in the community who watches my reactions, I'm not very involved in the One Piece community in general, because I'm not caught up. I will obviously be spoiled. So personally, I don't know popular versus unpopular opinions of One Piece. So I think that you guys can answer that better than me. What do you guys think? Do I have any unpopular opinions about One Piece? You think Skypiea is amazing. Okay, so Skypiea is my top 3 favorite arcs, and apparently that's not something that is normal in the community. I'm not a big fan of Boa. I'm just gonna leave it at that, I guess. In terms of the Fishman Island arc, though, I have heard, to be honest, I have heard that some people don't like the villains in the arc, whereas I think that they are very realistic and well written. Kai, I do remember that before I reacted to Skypiea, people told me to skip it. I do remember that. Hebi Hime-sama for you, Kayla. Still surprised that not liking Boa is unpopular, says Jazzy. Cherry says, you see One Piece in a realistic sense, but that is with every show, I think. Like hoping the Marines win in Marineford. Oh yeah, true. So I do look at One Piece more because of its very strong themes and how they relate to the real world. I definitely take more of I see everything more in a how would I feel if this were real kind of sense? So it's not so much for entertainment it's not so much about entertainment for me. I think a lot of people in general watch shows and anime in terms of entertainment, but because anime is kind of like, I see it as my job. I love talking about these themes. I do reviews and stuff. I definitely, and it's not just because I do reviews, but I'm just the kind of person that I am. I interpret everything kind of in a almost literal sense because of the strong themes and how they relate to the real world. So yeah, I guess that's something I do that's different than other people. Oh, Ryoten said Zoro's definition of a hero was in the manga. So whoever told me that it wasn't was wrong. As I said, the fan base is split. But I mean, I guess it's not a popular or an unpopular opinion then. It depends what do you define as popular. Let's say popular is more than 60% of the fandom thinks a certain way. If it's split, let's say it's half-half, then you could consider it an unpopular opinion. I don't think it's too, like, you don't have to get caught up in the semantics. I know you were talking about Skype, yeah? Okay, so that's the best I can do with that question. Milan Kitik says, one of the reasons people usually tend to score the Fishman Island lower than the others is because of the villains and their fights and impacts in that arc. What is your opinion about that? Do you think they lacked something, or are you happy with how it went? Okay, so I really loved the villains because to me they showed how a villain in the real world does not necessarily need to be very smart. People with a lot of power and a lot of hate can do a lot of damage to a community, a society. And it also showed me how learned hate, I'm not going to relate it to something that I've been talking about of the last 3 days, but for example, with Hody, in this world of One Piece, slavery is a problem. It is, definitely. And a long time ago, you know, there were people, not a long time ago, but we see in the flashbacks how different characters were affected by slavery and how they acted afterwards, how they dealt with that, and so on and so on. We see how even people who were owned by slaves, how they react to like the doctor. When the guy who was a slave master came to get his slaves and he was going crazy and the queen was protecting him because she didn't want to, you know, I don't want to go into the whole thing again, but then the doctor who used to be a slave, like you can't even imagine how that must feel, but he was the bigger person and he still helped that slave owner. Like, I can't even imagine how that must feel. But anyway, he was able to do that. King Fisher, how do you, Fisher King, what is his name? Kai says, okay, I'll read that. Fisher Tiger. Oh, thank you. Why do I keep calling him King Fisher? Fuck. Fisher Tiger, even he tried his best until the end of his days to not perpetuate the hate. But sadly, we see how Hody, without even being slaves themselves, reacted in a totally different way than actual past slaves. And even though on the surface, their intention is to make it so that fishmen they go past equality. And this is something important because it is something that has been talked about recently, but anyway. They go past wanting fishmen to be equal to humans. Well, I don't even like saying it that way, but anyway, you get what I mean. They go into becoming what they hate, becoming the oppressors. And I think that that is so prevalent in many, many ways in society, where today's society is about, it says it's about equality. And for a long time, it's been about equality. But sadly, in many communities, many movements, it has gone past equality, and it has become very much about not just turning the wheel here, but turning the wheel here. So let's say this was humans and fishmen. And what we want is this. We want them to be on the same level. But sadly, it becomes this. And that is what makes Hody a brilliant character, because that's so real. There's many movements in today about, whether it's about race, sexuality, or gender. It used to be like this, and that was a problem. And we wanted it like this. And to a big point, we've gotten so far. And in some countries, there's still issues like this. But in many Western places, we're like this now. But now, sadly, it has gone past that. And now, instead of focusing on helping others become like this, we're going like this. And that to me is a problem. And it's very prevalent. And I think that Hody and them, they express that, how learned hate can be very destructive. And although the pacing was not ideal, I think it could have been a lot more impactful. Overall, the story, the villains, very well done. Kai, however, says, I refuse to succumb to Katie's sound logic and reasoning and will continue to blindly hate Hody and the new Fishman pirates. But that's good. You're supposed to not like them. I think it's brilliant. Or do you mean like you think they're badly written characters? Because I also don't like them, but because I hate people like that. I am a scumbag like that. Although I have to say, Katie said some things I never considered when I first watched them before I started hating them so much. Assimilator says, I actually appreciate Hody as a villain. Too often readers are conditioned for a villain to have tragic backstory that explains everything a villain does. And yes, and that is what equates to a good villain for them. But I really appreciate that Oda gave us a villain that is empty, because sometimes people are just bad. Not necessarily often, but I think it's unrealistic for every villain to be tragic. Perfect. Thank you for adding that, because it's totally true. And I feel that, I mean, it's definitely how I feel as well, and I just forgot to mention that, but it is true. So often, villains are a product of their environment. And in a kind of sense, even Hody is, because fishmen are still made into slaves, more so than maybe humans, right? Considering they're a much smaller population. So, to some extent, even Hody has reasons, and his, he saw his community, people, I don't know. It's much smaller extent, though. But yes, villains do not always have sad backstories. Sometimes they're just bad, and that is true in real life, too. Tiago says, society teaches hate to children, so in that sense, Fishman Island was pretty damn realistic. Jazzy says, I am glad you brought up the learned hate topic in your reactions. When I originally watched One Piece weekly, that idea never crossed my mind. But after watching your reactions and reviews, I see Hody in a new light. I definitely like him more as a character now. Okay, thank you guys so much for your input, and I'm really happy to hear that maybe through rewatching One Piece through my reactions, you gained some new perspective. So that's really nice to hear. Maybe you would have on your third or fourth watch through by yourself come to that same realization. I don't know, but I really do. It's really nice to hear. And I think that because of my own personal life experience, maybe that is why I was able to pick up on that aspect earlier, even interpret it that way. Maybe Oda didn't even mean to add that theme in there, but because, art exists and we project our own experiences, our own thoughts and feelings onto it, and that's why we can interpret art differently. So yeah, what was the question? Do you think they lacked something? No. I think that they were perfect as they were. The pacing of the story as a whole, the arc as a whole, may have been a bit off, but the characters themselves, I think, were well written and very believable. Okay, Mohammed says, what do you think about their new / developed powers and how much stronger they get? I think you once organized them from strongest to weakest. Is there any difference after the time skip? I think I did do that. Just give me a second. I want to eat this. So I will consider while I eat the last bite. Okay, so there are new powers. Let me take a look at my list so I can talk about them one by one. To be honest, I feel like I have, since finishing the Fishman Island arc, right? I have also watched One Piece Film Zetto. I will not be posting, if you're gonna ask on YouTube, I won't be posting reactions to YouTube, but I think in terms of Luffy, his strengths and how much he's grown was more apparent to me in that movie. I can't remember particularly thinking like, yeah, he had new moves and he did. I remember all those people, and then he used haki or whatever to like kill them all. I think that was just, it was more impactful for me in movie Zetto. I don't know, don't ask me why I say Zetto. It is more fun to say it. That is the only reason. So, in terms of Luffy, his, how do I say this? Let me just, what do you think about their new developed powers and how stronger they've gotten? It wasn't that apparent to me until the movie. Okay, that's just with regards to Luffy. Zoro has always been strong to me, and he's kind of so strong that his fights are sometimes a little underwhelming. There have been some standout moments which are well worth the wait, but littler fights, smaller fights, sometimes his fights are a little bit underwhelming compared to, for example, CP9. I think Sanji's fight was more impressive than Zoro's fight there, and there are definitely some other moments, even in the Fishman Island arc. I don't remember being feeling like, whoa, Zoro has grown so much. I don't remember thinking that. But I mean, he's definitely strong, and he's always been strong to me, and I know that he trained with Mihawk. So I know intellectually he might be stronger, but did I feel like there was a moment in Fishman Island arc where I was like, oh my god, he's grown so much? No. For me, it helps that the soldiers weren't moving in slow-mo in the movie like they were in Fishman Island. Are you talking about the movie? Oh, yes. It helps that the soldiers weren't moving in slow-mo. Oh, yes. Probably that was part of it. Rather than talking about each character individually, why don't I just talk about which characters did I feel like, wow, they've grown? I was expecting, now I'm going to go back to how I was doing it, but I was expecting more different weapons from Usopp. He had this one new plant power thing, but I was expecting a little bit like more there. I think Chopper and Frankie, I could see the growth. Like, it was more you know, Chopper had whole new forms. He could control his monster form. So maybe those two stood out the most for me. Brook had some good moments where he could actually leave his body. That was interesting. Robin made giant legs. Like, what? But I mean, she made... I kind of expected that kind of power from her for a long time. And then I guess in Fishman Island, I kind of... When did she use that big hand for the first time? I don't know. Brooke's ice sword. So it was more like, for me, the less powerful characters, their growth was more obvious. But to be honest, even in real life, when you lose weight, for example, if you have more weight to lose, you lose it more quickly and the results will be more obvious. But when you're already at a relatively healthy weight and you just want to lose a little bit more, it's not as easy and the results aren't as obvious. So I think it kind of is like that for me. The characters that were the top three, Luffy, Zoro, and Sanji. Sanji got a new fucking foot power though. Like, I was a little bit, at first I was like, wait, what? But then I was like, oh my god, CP9. And that to me was a big like a big difference. That was awesome. But do I see Sanji as stronger than Zoro now? No. I think my score is still the same in terms of strength. If you guys want, I could quickly, very briefly, summarize who do I think is strength in terms of strength. But please take note that I'm going to be doing this without too much thought. I still think Luffy is the strongest. I still think Zoro is the second strongest. And to me, that's mostly about... Luffy is the captain and he has this haki. I don't see... How can he have gotten... Like, no, he's the fucking strongest for me. Easy. Zoro is not just about how strong he is. It's also about just his fighting technique and what he uses. I think it works against more various opponents. And also he's always been crazy strong. And just the amount of time he puts into getting stronger. You know, when he was with Mihawk, he was his sole purpose was learning how to become stronger. He fought with the strongest swordsman. You know, I don't see how he could have not grown immensely, even though I may not have seen it in the arc, the last arc. But even in the movie, I saw it more. With Sanji, he was training he was training. That's how he got faster, by running away from the Okama. And they have the Okama Kempo or whatever, and he could learn from them. But what was his main goal during his 2 years? It was about learning how to cook, to feed, to refine his food to fit each specific person and make them more strong. So in terms of that, I think Sanji is not as strong as Zoro because it's not his main goal. And if I imagine them fighting each other, physically, as in how much could Zoro bench compared to Sanji? Well, I guess it depends. Maybe, are they using their legs? Are they using their arms? But even in terms of legs, well, no, I don't know. But overall, if I had to put it on a list, I would say Zoro or Sanji. But it's not a big difference in terms of strength, except maybe for upper body. But in terms of fighting, technique, style, I think Zoro would be able to beat Sanji, personally. So I would put him second in terms of strength. Now, the rest is so difficult. Oh, wow. Okay, Okay, now it's gonna become more. Who do we have left? We have Nami, Robin, Frankie, Brooke, Chopper, Usopp. I'm not gonna obviously score Vivian Chopper. I mean Vivian Karu. Let's see. Honestly, do I think Robin could beat Nami, Chopper, Brooke, and Frankie? I don't know about Brooke. I'm confused with Brooke. I feel like Brooke is very strong, but because he's so often part of the comedy, I don't know. So I don't know, would it be Robin next? Would it be Brooke next? I'm gonna... Robin has already beat Frank in a fight. That's how she got him to join. Well, wasn't an official fight, but yeah. Brooke is 90. Don't underestimate old men in anime. Personally, I would go Brooke, Robin, Usopp, I almost feel like because of the nature of her power, Nami could beat Frankie, but in a general fight, Frankie would beat opponents more than Nami could beat opponents. Only because, you know, she fights with electricity and stuff, and like he is a robo-cyborg. What is he? What do you call it? Cyborg? No? Android. So I feel like Nami might be able to beat Frankie if it was a serious fight. You think Usopp can beat Chopper? Oh, I forgot about Monster Point. But honestly, I do think Usopp might be able to beat Chopper. Monster Chopper is slow, and they know each other. I honestly think Usopp might be able to beat Chopper. Honestly. Like, only because they know him. So they know, like, he knew... Remember when Usopp fought Luffy? He did better than expected because he knew about Luffy's powers and weaknesses and blah, 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 blah. If Usopp fought Luffy blindly, but if you have to compare their power in terms of to others, would Usopp be able to defeat the same villains or the same opponents that Chopper would be able to defeat? Probably not. In that sense, this is complicated. I would say Usopp, Chopper, Nami. In a serious fight. But damn, Nami is not... I don't know. Wait, where's Frankie? I didn't add Frankie. Oh, would Usopp beat Frankie or would Frankie beat Usopp? But that's not... It's not about would they beat each other. It's also about... In general, do you think they can beat others? Would they... It's very difficult. This is a very difficult topic. Cherry says it's so difficult to rank them by strength. It might even depend on the day. There are many ways to beat an opponent. Usopp, for example, is witty. On a good day, he might even defeat Robin. And Nami is physically weak, but she's sly. She could beat Chopper using intelligence. You see what I'm saying? It's very... So maybe I shouldn't compare them to each other. I should more think about... Who would, if they were fighting... Assimilator says Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, Robin, Brook. Hey, we have the Luffy, Zoro Sanji, Brook Robin. We have a very similar top. Frankie, Chopper, Nami, Usopp. I don't know, it's hard. It is, right? Try and compare their strength by how many Marines they could beat. That is I guess a better way. But it also depends. Maybe someone could defeat a lot at once, but they couldn't. Luffy could do it, Zoro could do it, Sanji easy. Brook, Robin easy. In terms of how many Marines could they beat, I almost think Robin could beat more like fodder. Usopp might not be able to defeat a lot, but also he might. It's too hard. I don't know. I feel that Nami's powers are more useful against many enemies than just one, like when she fight the Fishman pirates. I don't like this. Can we move along? I only have so much time. I would just end with Robin, Usopp, Frankie, Chopper, Nami. Nami might be able to beat all of these guys actually, because just punching it, she could do a lot, but I don't know. It's very difficult. It's too difficult. Okay. Anyway, I can't do it. Let's see. Next question is from Yvette. Love you, Queen. I know how exhausting it could be organizing your schedule. Oh, she is not asking a question, but she's saying thank you to me. So thank you also, Yvette. Govi has 3 questions. Thank you, Istru. Thank you, Yvette. Govi's questions are what are your most and least favorite Fishman designs? From the main villains. I don't know. I didn't really think about the designs all that much because I was distracted by how beautiful the environment was in the mermaids. But maybe it would be the 2 brothers. Because all 3 brothers, actually. I'm not a big fan of the brothers' design. Do they count? They're mermen, but I mean... I think they could have had cooler designs. The dad was already like, look at this king. He looks so funny with he's so round and the ginger beard and everything and jamon and, you know, he was like comedic, but I kind of wish that the brothers looked a little bit cooler, I almost want to say. But that's just personal taste. That one dude based on the blue ringed octopus was interesting. If it's from all the Fishman, I like the starfish. Which one was the starfish? My favorite design from the Fishman, and I kind of liked Hodie's design going crazier and crazier, to be honest. And I also liked that he looked like he had a bit of a belly, but he was also very strong. I don't know. I liked Hodie's design. Yeah, Shirahoshi is beautiful. Wish the princess had a different design too. I think they could have looked better, to be honest. Considering how freaking beautiful their sister and mother were. Like, what? Oh, the starfish that allowed Kami, that followed. Papagu. Fukaboshi looks good in my opinion. He looks okay. He's the best one out of the 3, but I still think that they could have all been slightly better designed. Arlong's sister's design. Which one was Arlong's sister? Oh! Yeah. I liked her color scheme and general design, but I also think she could have been a little bit sharper somehow, like more defined almost. Did you have any idea she was his sister? No. Don't think so. Until they mentioned it. Okay, 2. If Luffy and Jinbei have been fighting for real during this arc, who would have won in your opinion? I don't know Jinbei well enough. But I would say if they were fighting seriously, I would say Luffy, but barely. But that's only because, the reason I say that is only because Jinbei is willing to join Luffy. Would you join under someone that you think couldn't beat you? Once again, it probably depends on the day, the conditions of the fight. But I don't know, I don't see Jinbei following someone that is weaker than him. He's too much of a man for that. Do you have any theories why there was drugs on the Fishman Island in the first place? Well, I mean, drugs, they exist. They just exist. I don't... Why? Because people are always looking for shortcuts. Even if it may have started out as a good thing. People might have wanted to use it as a last resort. And so they developed this weapon. Maybe, you know, people from the past. And they protected it because they knew if they had to use this, the people using it would lose their lives. Or it would shorten their lives considerably. So they locked it away. But then it was found and used. Yeah, it's weird since Jinbei is stronger with water. Yeah, well, if they were fighting in the water, I mean, Jinbei would win, for sure. Depends if the stronger person is aware they aren't the leader type. Well, but Jinbei, isn't he a captain right now? Doesn't he have his own crew? So he would be the leader type. So I don't see a leader following someone else unless that person is stronger than them. You know what I'm saying? Which mermaid do you find the most beautiful? From Jumeis, the blue-haired one. Freddy, are you going to watch film Zetto? Yes, I did. And Matty, you posted it to the doc, right? And the next question is from Tom Buto. Now that the crew is back together and everyone shares screen time again, who do you feel like maybe isn't getting enough focus? And if Jinbei were to join the crew, what role do you think he would fill, if any? Well, I'm pretty sure he kind of confirmed that he was joining the crew, so Jinbei would be the fishman. He could do so much in the water that the others can't do because half of them are devil fruit users. Toshi is lying on a bag. A plastic bag, and it keeps making these crinkly noises. It's a little annoying, but she's so cute. So I don't know. I feel like part of a part of the crew is, you know, you have the captain, the navigator. Robin has her specialty. She's an assassin and archaeologist, but she's not an assassin for the crew or an archaeologist for the crew, but she adds to their strengths, right? And I think Jinbei will be the same. Yeah. Luffy introducing his crew. This is my chef. This is my sniper. This is my musician. This is my fishman. That's hilarious. Her name was Meryl. Oh, that's the blue-haired girl. That's hilarious. This is my fishman. Joshua Castro asks, which Straw Hat's fighting style do you think has improved stylistically most post-timeskip? What does stylistically means? Like, which looks the best now? Is that what it means? And this is my talking reindeer. Well, his doctor. Isha! Isha-da! Oh, wait, that's me. What was the question? Stylistically, what? Let me Google it. Stylistic definition of or concerning style. Okay. Luffy had some cool new moves. Zoro, Nami, Usopp, Robin, Frankie, Baruch. I'm just saying their names to try and bring up the thoughts and the memories of their look. Sanji, Choppa. Zoro described the crew in the best way during this arc. How did he describe them? I didn't... Wait. Let's quickly talk about I think I briefly mentioned this, but the characters' designs themselves, not their powers. I really like Usopp's new look, Nami's new look. Luffy and Zoro look kind of similar to me, but not. They have obviously changed, but not as much. Sanji looks almost the exact same in terms of just his character. Brook has gotten so stylish. So stylish. Chopper is a lot cuter. But now in terms of their... And Frankie, I mean, cool, but not for me. I really miss his... How much hotter is Usopp? Like 2.5 to the power of hotter. I don't know. What did you guys talk about in Jujutsu Kaisen? Not times 2.5. To the power of 2.5. But in terms of their powers... Chopper, Brook, and I think Luffy, Sanji, Robin, in that order more or less. Usopp has new, but I think it's only noticeable when you compare Sanji to older episodes. Probably like if you hold him side by side, when we met him versus now, you'll definitely see a difference. But I mean, compared to how much Usopp has changed, for example, or Frankie, or Chopper, or Nami, it's like barely noticeable to me. You should check them all old and new looks. Is there, can some of you, any of you find like, a comparison? Like maybe Google One Piece characters old versus new design. Thank you, Matty. Robin looking like the full course meal she was always meant to be. Okay, so I hope I more or less answered that question. Do you think any of the Straw Hats has any type of haki or could potentially learn it in the future? The main three, I mean the what do you call them? The monster trio, definitely. And maybe Robin. But no one else. I don't see it. I don't see it in them. I don't know. I can't explain that. The monster trio, for sure, I think... Well, Luffy already has it. So Zoro and Sanji, I think that would be possible for them. I don't think it will happen. But, I mean, is it possible if they were to train with Rayleigh? I think very possible for Zoro and Sanji. Might be possible for Robin, but I don't see it for anyone else. Okay. Nijigami chat. Oh, here's... Yeah, I mean... I don't really... He has facial hair now. A little bit, but this is not very... And he has a lot... He smoothed his hair, but I mean, that's not really much of a difference for me. You see what I'm saying? Like... But he has facial hair. He has some. His curly eyebrow went from being the end to the front. So wait, does his eyebrow curl both ways? Like this? Is that how that looks? Does he draw that on for just one part when it sticks out, or do both sides look like this? I don't know. I don't know. Has someone ever Googled an art of Sanji's full face? Oh my god. Like this. Sorry. Okay, Luffy style, the style I can notice a lot of different with Luffy. But in terms of design, not really a big difference. Zoro's forehead got bigger. No, I'm joking. No. Zoro got a scar. And somehow he looks more manly than boyish. I don't know, maybe he just... But he looks different to me. He looks like a man now, whereas he used to look like a hot... adolescent, young adolescent, you know what I'm saying. Nami, she has developed and developed. But also, the person who developed the most, who changed the most, Usopp and Chopper. She grew out her bangs. And Frankie got more robo. And also bigger. Oda has shown us both of Sanji's eyebrows during Little Garden. On the Denden Mushi, he used to talk to Crocodile. They go the same way. What do you mean? Do you mean they go like this? Ooh, Elizabeth said something. I thought maybe it was like, wait, let me show you. I thought it was like that, maybe. Wait, that's too big. No, let's try this again. Whole reason for time skip is just Oda wanting to give Nami boobs and long hair. No, that shit can happen in real life. In 2 years from now, guys, take a photo. Someone take a photo of me now. And then in 2 years from today, we take another one. It can happen in 2 years. A lot can happen in 2 years. Draw the eyebrows. Oopsie, sorry, I just bumped the table. It can't happen in a month because my hair is not gonna grow long in a month, but I DM'd you the Denden Mushi image. Oh, okay. Let me just take a peek. Guys, I have technically 5 minutes, but I'll make it 20 minutes more. But I can't do more than 20 minutes more. Where is my Nijigami? DMs, Nox. Welcome, sir. This is the shitty restaurant. So he has like 2 eyebrows, but we don't know where it could be. It could be those 2. it could be like just like that could be gone, and it could just be those two. Like that would be fucking hilarious. Oh no. Oh, I know what you're. Oh, so it has to be because it has to be this one because of this. So it has to be that one and that one. Oh, that's funny. Sinless UK. Maybe don't mention that you haven't seen Dr. Vegapunk yet, because I don't know if you're not caught up with the anime or not. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm assuming that, yeah. Yeah, the I am was more damning. I don't really want to know if, like, a character has been referenced and they haven't showed up 400 episodes further than I am. I feel like that's kind of spoilery. So, don't do that, because I feel like this is the second time you're doing it, because before, I remember you saying something and me thinking, like, and then I didn't want to say anything because I was worried that I was being too pedantic. But now I feel like Cherry feels you're kind of doing it on purpose. It's like, you know that you shouldn't have said that, and then you did, and then just don't. Please just keep an eye on that person. What do you think is the worst One Piece arc? For you, it's this arc. Well, let's take a look here at my list. I have a arcs and sagas. At the moment, if you consider Buggy's side story an arc, that's the worst one. But yeah, here's my least 5 favorite. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Little Garden, Rongu Ringu Rongu Rando, Orange Town, Kobe and Helmeppo, Buggy side story. Assimilator, it's kind of the second time, but I don't remember what the first issue was. So I don't really feel like it's bannable, but at this point, if they put one more toe on the wrong end of the, then just Kai says, out of those, Fishman arc is the easy choice for me. Now let's see where I would want to put Fishman Island. Oh, it's so difficult. Because I want to put it somewhere around here. I definitely want to put it top 10. Now that I'm looking at this, I feel like Amazon Lily. Oh, I have Amazon Lily as 19th. Oh God, I feel like I want to change some things now. Why do I want to put Annie's lobby below Drum Island now? Annie's lobby has great scenes, but as a whole, I don't really remember enjoying it much. So why is it this high? I mean, as a whole, I don't remember. I kind of want to do this. Bear with me. Don't hate me, please. Don't judge me now. Kind of want to do. Wait, Shabondi, Fishman Island, Drum Island, Water 7, oh, it's because Eni's lobby had Robin's backstory. Oh, and Mary, oh yeah, now I know, now I remember. Thank you for reminding me. See, that is why I have these little notes on the side. Fishman Island was the first arc to make me cry, so I'm going to keep it at 7. And then I'll put Eni's lobby here at... No, wait, I'm going to keep it at 6 and I'll keep Eni's lobby at 7. And then Mary this... Robin backstory... I want to live gear third, gear second, gear second, second gear, gear second, yeah. Straw Hats versus CP9. The CP9 I remember more from Water 7. But see, this is why I have these little notes, because sometimes when I finish an arc and I look back, then I'm like, why is that there? And that's why I have these little notes here. But yeah. Fishman Island arc, I want to say, very biased. It was the first arc to make me cry. Unique and realistic villains. Beautiful BEA, beautiful environment and character designs, plus the crew's first adventure back together. Okay. No, main reason you like Eni's lobby is because of the CP9 guy who talked funny. Wait, who talked funny? I bawled my eyes out to your reaction to that one episode. Yeah. So I'm definitely biased, but well, my tops are all biased. Honestly, because Romance Dawn is like my introduction to One Piece. So it's like I cannot, that will always be number 1 because I fell in love with One Piece so fast. So I have to put that as my number 1. Then Skypia for personal reasons that relate to the theme, the backstory of Kagara and Noland. Can't not put that as second. Arabasta, Vivi, the OST, the 1v1 fights. There's just so many great moments. Marineford. Wait, why is Marineford so high? I mean, it has Ace's death, but it didn't even make me cry. What happened in Marineford other than Ace's death? Because it was not in your top 5, people would riot. Maybe Marco appeared. Shanks moment. Let me write down. Whitebeard's. Wait. Yeah, let me please continue this whole Marineford. Does that count the Luffy backstory? When did that happen? I will say Whitebeard and his final words. Marco appeared. Shanks's arrival. Garp. Luffy versus Admirals. Ace Death. Blackbeard, anger. Blackbeard, grrr. I'll just put it that way. I don't know what I meant. Post Marineford, Luffy's past. I'm gonna add that. Just like Shanks. Ah. Luffy. I have Luffy versus Admirals. Doflamingo's speech about justice. Doffy, justice. Kind of need to watch it again, I feel, but I totally get why it's that high. Intellectually, once again. But emotionally, I'm still feeling Fishman Island and Shabondi a lot. So, like, Luffy's first use of Conqueror's Haki. And but that didn't make such a big impression on me the first time. Amazing list, very unique and original. Is great top 5 arc, don't repeat at all. But yeah, so that's my top 5, top 10. Romance Dawn, Skypia, Arabasta, Marineford, Shabondi, Fishman Island, Ennis Lobby, Drum Island, Water 7, and Barati. Kind of want to move Arlong Park higher though, after seeing how it all tied together. Kind of want to put it above the Barati now. Because I think it's brilliant how it all tied together. Yeah, I'm going to put it in my top 10. Moving! Wait. Okay, and then like... Okay, Arlong Park, top 10. Arlong Park. Arlong Park. Honestly, would probably put it on a rewatch. I would probably put it on above Water 7. But damn, the CP9 reveal though was so good. Surf Village is higher than expected. Oh yeah, well I love Usopp. I love meeting him. I love Django. Kuro was a great villain. It's like kind of nostalgic. Arlong Park has always been my top 1 though, ever since I first saw it. Ace and Luffy fighting together in that split moment when Ace was freed was great too. Yeah. Yeah. I'm just kind of like, right now, all my feelings... Whoa, 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 Toshi. You just... luckily, I had a combat... What's a combat? A blanket. Luckily, I had a blanket. Okay, so that is what it looks like for now. What is here? What is this? Oh, this is just a list of total chapters, total episodes. I need to finish this because I kind of like to see these things in comparison. East Blue has 53 episodes, 100 chapters. Arabasta has 68 episodes, 118 chapters. Skypia, 51 episodes, 85 chapters. Water 7, 108 episodes, 138 chapters. And then I need to finish this because I haven't. But I think it's very interesting to look at it like that because 100 chapters were adapted into 53 episodes, which means about 2 chapters per episode. Sky Island was 85 chapters adapted into 51 episodes. So I don't know how many chapters per episode, but less. I wouldn't be able to rank like this, just sagas. Okay, now I have like 10 minutes left, but let's add as much as we can. Things for review, supporting characters. Surume. Which one was Surume? Shirahoshi. I will add the characters I remember, but I don't remember who Surume is right now. Shirahoshi. Let's see. Bon Clay, Jinbei. Jinbei is upper. Shanks is upper. Bon Clay is upper. Jinbei. So many. Marco. Holy crap. I have Mont Blanc, Nolan, and Calgara. Gunful. Fisher, Tiger. Cobra, Whitebeard, Ace. But Garp. These ones, let me quickly redo these ones in a different order. Can you guys see? Oh shit, guys, I need to actually finish now. And yet here I am. Garp, Shanks, Jinbei, Bon Clay, Jinbei, Marco, Dalton, Shirahoshi. Where would I add Shirahoshi? Maybe just below Marco at the moment. Holy crap. Shirahoshi at the moment. The Kraken. Oh, I'm not adding that. I'm not, that is just, no, I don't add that character. Who is he? Was funny, blah, 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 but no. Neptune. I mean, Neptune was interesting, but I mean, in comparison with King Cobra, Gunful, as a leader of a country, he's not a bad leader, but I mean, he's full short compared to some of our other leaders, you know. Nolan, I don't know, but he's not very high. Neptune. I would put Neptune like, who's Bonnie? I would put him below Law, above Hawkins. Oh, the supernova girl. Oh, yeah. So, Neptune here. I'm going to just say Neptune and Suns. Okay. Neptune. Otohime. Oh, wait. I'm going to put Fisher, Tiger, and Otohime here. Otohime. Wait, where did I put Shirahoshi? Kind of want to put her maybe below Dalton because I'm still not fully happy with, has she really learned and grew? Shirahoshi. I'm gonna go with Dalton and then Shirahoshi. Yes. Okay, Otohime added, Fukaboshi, Mamboshi, Ryuboshi added. All the mermaids, I mean, I'm not going to really add them. They didn't really do much. They were just really pretty. So I think I'm going to leave it at that. Who is Koala? Who is Aladdin? I forget. Otohime for me is top 5 female characters in One Piece. Well, based on supporting characters, except for the main cast, she is the top female character for me. I don't see this. Nolan, Calgara, Gunful, Fisher Tiger, Otohime. Koala is the little girl that was saved by Fisher Tiger. Oh, she served her purpose in the story, but I mean, is she a supporting character? No. She's a supporting character for a supporting character, if that makes sense. She's super cute, super sweet, very interesting flashback, but I mean, I'm not gonna add her to the list here. I know I might have some similar characters, but maybe I'll just add her. Kaya, Isa, Tashigi, Helmippo, Kami, Kiwi, Polly, Pel. Okay, I'm gonna put her above Polly, but below Pel. So, Koala. And Aladdin. The mermaids almost killed Sanji, maybe in antagonist tier. The doctor. Oh, Aladdin. Wow, yeah, he was, let's see, Ivankov. I would put him, why is Ivankov above Pel? I mean, he saved Luffy's life and everything, but I like Pel more, let's be honest here. My bias. Aladdin, I would put Aladdin... somewhere here. Above Ivankov, but just below Pel. Although that feels like, it feels wrong. I will put him above Koala, but below Ivankov, because I feel bad for putting Ivankov so low. But I can't really relate to his character. It's very, like, I don't know, Deathwing, like, it's too much for me personally. Aladdin. Okay. Already. Villains, antagonist. Oh, by the way, shout out to Dew, one of my mods, for making this little list for me. It's very helpful and saves a lot of time. Okay, so villains list. Vanderdecken. Oh my god, he's an idiot, but I would put Vanderdecken. This is not in terms of strength, just in terms of how notorious are they. Definitely below Lucci, I think. He was kind of twisted, but he only had like one main wrong thing, whereas Lucci was like wrong on so many levels. I don't know if above Hogback, but I don't know if it's above or below Moria. I think below Moria, but above Hogback. Vanderdecken. Hody Jones. If you have, like, if you think I'm wrong about something or I'm forgetting something, like, what about when he did that or this? Oh, I have Akainu on the list. Do you like Bad Bunny? Who's Bad Bunny? Do you mean Bugs Bunny? Hody. I would put him up, to be honest, above Arlong. Below Arlong, above Arlong. Above Kuro, for sure, but I'm not sure. I want to put him slightly above Arlong because I think that he's so much more dangerous because of his... he's deranged. Arlong had a lot of hate and he was like an organized crime criminal person, right? And he did a lot of bad things in a longer amount of time, to be honest. I think he had more time. But I think... personally, a villain like Hody is more dangerous because he's crazy and destructive, and he not only to people against him, but even to his own people. I don't know. I'm gonna put Hody above Arlong, to be honest. Not by much, but yeah. Okay, well, the new Fishman pirates, I don't really care about any of them. None of them stood out to me as much. They were just blind supporters of Hody. So I'm gonna go Hody and new Fishman pirates. They're kind of like Arlong and his people. I'm just gonna kind of group them together now. For me, Arlong was more personal, so I put Arlong higher. But as I said, I also really appreciate Hody as a villain. He was a pedo that destroyed Shirahoshi's childhood and was going to kill the whole country. I don't think that's one bad thing. No, you misunderstand me, Ryoten. I feel like you interpret my words not how I'm saying them. His badness was surrounded around one thing, which was he's a perverted, yucky guy with a lot of power. But I mean, if you take that away, what was he? What did he do? Did he do more than Moria? No. Did he do more than Lucci? Doflamingo is like a slave lord as far as I know. So he has like a slave house or something based on what I know about him. I take the human trafficking arc, when we learned about that in Shabondi, it's very real to me. So I put Doflamingo pretty high, considering I think that he has like he's a slave. Like he's a big human name in human trafficking. That's how I understood it. If I'm wrong, then I'm sure the story will reveal that. But at this point, that's how I see him. I don't care about the fake Luffy crew. The Big Mom representatives, I'm gonna wait until I know more about them. They haven't really done anything. Big Mom, I guess I could kind of add her in as like how bad do I think she is? Well, she's a Yonko. But I mean, so is Shanks. So was Whitebeard. But I definitely see her not going in the same direction as a character. So for now, I guess I'm gonna put her in terms of expectations. I'm gonna put her above Crocodile. But also maybe above Doflamingo. Probably above Doflamingo because she destroyed a city. Because no, I didn't mean one bad thing. I just meant it's kind of centered around the same issue. So if you take just that away, then yeah. But it's kind of only because he's also like Vanderdecken, he's dumb. He's not really. If it wasn't for his obsession with Shirahoshi, I think he would have just been some back alley villain. That's why. Whereas with Hody, I feel like there's just so expensive, you know. Vanderdecken only did what he did, or was able to think of doing what he did, thanks to, I think, working with Hody. So that's kind of it there. I'm gonna put Big Mom based on expectations and based on her destroying like a town or something because of they didn't have her candy. I'm gonna put her there with her whoever's working under her, I guess. And Karibo, who's Karibo? Hachi can go to supporting characters. Is he still? Where is he? Oh, Hachi is. Yeah, Hachi apologized. Nami kind of forgave him, I guess. So, Hachi. Archie. Oh, Kiji must go up after the movie maybe, but I don't know when. Ivankov, Aladdin, Koala. I would put Hachi above Paulie but below Koala. I like Hachi, but especially in the Shabondi arc, but in the Fishman Island arc, he was kind of on the back burner. So right now I'm just like, oh, he's fine, but you know, at least he feels bad about the things he did. Oh, the swamp dude. Oh, that bastard. Ugh, swamp guy. Ugh. I would put him... Damn, that's another guy with too much power for his little brain. I guess I put him just below Vanderdecken, but above Hogback. But I'm gonna forget who he is. That's why he's below Vanderdecken. Because I'm not gonna forget Vanderdecken. If you say Vanderdecken, I'll remember Vanderdecken. If you say Karibo, I'm gonna be like, who? Huh? Well, maybe I should write swamp guy. Ugh. Okay. Oh, wait, no, there's still stuff. Devil fruits. Devil fruits. Okay, well, I don't have the devil fruits in order yet of like which ones I like. I just kind of have some. Oh no, I only have these highlighted because it's the main cast. So these are not in order, but I'm just gonna add them. Mato no Mi. Vanderdecken. Mato no Mi. Is that Paramecia? And the poison no Mi, is that Logia or Paramecia? I don't know. Numa no Mi. Kariburu. So they're not really revealed. I guess it's up for discussion, but I would expect Mazzelans to be Logia. Vanderdecken's fruit is actually terrifying. Yeah, I think Vanderdecken is probably Logia. Swamp guy. I mean Paramecia. I meant that. I don't know why I said Logia. Poison on me. Is that Paramecia? Mazzellan is Paramecia. Oh, okay. Paramecia. I thought body is rubber. Body transform into fire. So what is the difference between fire and poison? Is it because the one isn't a what? Probably an obscure Dotterberg. Yup, he just covers himself in poison and whatnot. This ability is not to be confused with Logia class power, as the user cannot transform their body into poison. Okay. Okay. So he makes poison, but he doesn't... What? Fire is a natural element, and Ace became fire, while Mazzellan produces poison. Okay. His body is surrounded by poison. He doesn't become poison. Oh. Okay, let me just add that. Paramecia versus Logia. I'll just add it here as an example. Okay, Numa no mi, Mato no mi, poison is Doku. Okay, I have some of it in English, some of it in Japanese. Doesn't really matter. So Karibu, is that the same? Swamp is Logia because he becomes a swamp. That's why he can put people in him, right? That makes sense, I think. To rank in the arc list, post Marineford. Okay, I'm including post Marineford with Marineford. Like, it's just Marineford to me. Return to Shabondi, I'm including with Fishman Island. To me, that's kind of like the beginning of Fishman Island because they're going to Fishman Island. I don't know. Let me quickly take a look here at the episode guide. I'm gonna look with like one eye like this. Wait, like, don't look if you don't want to be. Return to Shabondi, Fishman Island. Usually I would break these up, but right now my brain is like, don't want to do it. Okay, that's all right. This is those two. What was there else? Oh, the post-war arc, Marineford and post-war, which is post-Marineford. So yeah, those are, I'm just gonna be like, boop, same thing. To be fair, it's not like Luffy goes in and out of being rubber. So one makes the user an animal, Logia makes the user a natural element, but how is swamp a natural element? You know what I'm saying? Gaimon is the shortest arc, 1 chapter. But didn't I include Gaimon with something else? I think I included even Gaimon like... Yeah, I included Gaimon Syrup Village. So it's like... mud? I'm getting flashbacks of before you start One Piece and I pasted the arc names and how many episodes they had to you. I don't even remember. Because Logia, it needs to be a non-solid. You can encounter swamps in nature. So, could there be a venom no mi if there's a poison no mi? Venom and poison are not the same thing. A snake has venom, so that's in nature. So could there be a venom no mi, and if so, would it be Logia? Because I don't understand why poison or venom no mi can't be Logia, but swamp can. Luffy's body has rubber properties, but he is not made of rubber. I don't like the attempts I've seen to try and tie the types down to a rule. Kind of confused. Did the swamp guy in Skypia also have a devil fruit? No. No. It was a type of cloud, wasn't it? I think it was a type of cloud. Rubber exists in nature. This is Wiki's definition. Logia is one of the 3 devil fruit types, being the rarest out of all of them. The type of devil fruit allows the user to transform the composition of their body into a natural element at will, as well as to create and control it. So maybe it has to do with whether or not they can control other venom and stuff. If they can just make their body into it, it's different than being able to control. Okay, I don't have time. We will do another review again in the future. But for now, I must end things here so that I can move on because it's very late and I have to go. I mean, I have to watch the next day. His swamp cloud burgers. It's just whether Oda wants to make them have a fluid form that you need hockey to hit or not, in my mind. I guess it's like there's no, you know, since devil fruits are like a mysterious, mystical power in the world, there's no real rule for it because it's not really figured out in the world yet, I guess. So, I'm going to end the video here. We wanted to keep it down to an hour, but we kept it down to 1 hour and 35 minutes, which is, I mean, I guess fine. But I'll see you guys then. The next One Piece day, for those of you that are on Patreon, is the 26th of February. And I will be watching, I don't know how many episodes. I think I'm supposed to watch 6, but 6 seems a bit much for me these days. So I might do 5, but on the day, I guess I'll watch 5 and then see how I feel. I don't know. I talked about it on my post. So if you want to read the post that I made about the arc and the review, then just go read that. So yeah. Okay. Thank you guys for your contributions in the chat. I will see you guys in the next reaction. Bye.